Hello, I'm doing a book review, and the book I want to review is Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep by Philip K. Dick. Now, this was first published in 1968. Now, if you've seen the Ridley Scott film Blade Runner, that movie was loosely based on this book. Now, I actually just saw Blade Runner today, actually, and Blade Runner is actually a pretty good movie, but the movie Blade Runner, changes a lot from the book. Like, Ridley Scott, he pretty much took the basic idea of this book, and he pretty much made his own thing, with the movie Blade Runner. And the movie Blade Runner was still a good movie, but it wasn't a very faithful adaptation to this book. But what's interesting, though, is after the movie Blade Runner came out, there were actually a few editions of this book which were published under the title Blade Runner instead of the title Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep. Now, the original edition of this... Now, the book is set in the future, and the original edition of this book was set in the year 1992, but most editions of the book now, or at least the edition of the book that I have, is set in the year 2021, so they updated the time setting. Now, Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep is a very interesting novel. It basically deals with a lot of different themes, like it deals with the theme of, which is a theme that's very popular in science fiction stories. It deals with the theme of what does it mean to be human, but it also deals with the theme of social statuses, and it also deals with the theme of religion in some parts of the book. But basically, Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep is set in a post-apocalyptic future. It's set years and years after the events of World War III, and what happens is there was a huge nuclear war, and because of this war, the whole planet is, like, pretty much coated with this, like, radioactive dust, and because of this, because of the nuclear war, most animal species have been driven into extinction, and most of the humans have actually left Earth and have gone on to other planets like Mars, and what happens is the people who do remain on Earth, hold animals in very high regard, like, basically, the whole book deals with the theme of social statuses, and, like, since there are very few animals left, if you actually own an animal as a pet, like a real animal as a pet, you'll basically be looked up to, like it's a sign of status if you have a pet animal, and, what happens is there are people, though, who can't afford a real animal, so they get electric animals, which are these robotic animals, which look pretty much just like real animals. Now, what happens is some of the people of Earth have been affected because of this radioactive dust. Like, the dust, like, some people have been affected by the radiation, either physically or mentally, and in the book, it talks about, like, a group of people who are known as chicken heads, who are people who have been affected mentally because of the radioactive dust. Now, the book focuses on really two main characters. There's Rick Deckard, and then there's J.R. Iseldorf. Yeah, I think I'm saying that's it. I think I'm saying his name right, I'm not sure, but the character of J.R. Iseldorf is actually a chicken head. He's a man whose intelligence has been seriously decreased because of the radiation, and he's really looked down upon because of the fact that he's a chicken head, because the whole book deals with the theme of social statuses. Now, in the book, it also talks about how we have made androids. We have made these, basically these artificial human beings who look and act just like regular human beings. And what happens is some of the when people left Earth and have gone to Mars, a lot of the people who have gone to Mars have been given these artificial human beings to use as slaves. What happens is, the main plot of the book is eight androids have rebelled against their masters and have killed them and have gone to Earth. What happens is, 2 of them have been destroyed, but there's still 6 left, and what happens is, the main character, Rick Deckard, is a bounty hunter, and he's hired to hunt down and kill these 6 androids, and what happens is, now in the book, the book deals with the theme of what does it mean to be human, and you realize in the book that the androids are, in a lot of ways, almost human, and you do feel sympathy for them to a certain extent, but, you realize that the androids, they have some emotions, but, there are some emotions that they're really incapable of, and, you start to realize that they are kind of self-centered, so you kind of start to lose a little sympathy for them, but, the reason I bring up how the book deals with the theme of what does it mean to be human, is because there's a part in the book, because, in the book, the androids do seem very human, and the thing is, the humans in the book, in the future, humans get these things called empathy boxes, and, if you're depressed, all you have to do is punch in a code into the empathy box, and it will make you happy. So, since humans have these things called empathy boxes, it kind of makes you think, doesn't that mean that the humans are, just as mechanical as the androids? So that's kind of a question that the book brings up, but, now, like I said, the book focuses on the character of Rick Deckard and the character of Iseldorf, and Iseldorf is actually my favorite character in the book. You feel a lot of sympathy for that character, you feel very bad for him because you realize that the radiation has had a very negative effect on him, and he lives, all alone in his apartment building, so he was actually my favorite character in the book. I will say the book focuses a little more on Rick, and, the character of J.R. Iseldorf is more of his role in the story is really almost more of a subplot, but, the 2 characters, do meet each other at a certain point in the book. But I personally liked the character of JR a little better than Rick, but that's just me personally. But what was I gonna say? I mentioned how the book also deals with the theme of religion, because what happens is these things called empathy boxes also allow people to go into kind of a hallucinatory state, and what happens is they see this old man who who basically is looked at as almost like a godlike figure, and many of the people of Earth believe that this old man is some kind of godlike being. So the book deals a little bit with the theme of religion. But yeah, it's a great book. I would definitely recommend it. Now, Philip K. Dick, he's an author who, even if you never read any of his books, chances are you've probably seen a few of the film adaptations of his books, like that movie The Adjustment Bureau with Matt Damon, which came out a few years ago. That was based on a short story by Philip K. Dick. Also, if you ever seen the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie Total Recall, that movie was also based on a short story by Philip K. Dick. The movie Minority Report with Tom Cruise was also based on a Philip K. Dick story, and also if you ever seen if you ever seen the movie A Scanner Darkly, that movie was also based on a book by Philip K. Dick, but so far this is the only book by him I have read. I do want to read A Scanner Darkly at some point, because I did see the movie, and I liked the movie, and the book sounds very interesting, so, yeah, Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep is definitely a very good science fiction novel, and I would definitely recommend it if you're a science fiction fan, and bye.